some of you already know that I have been giving some talks on emotional intelligence, which is really a must and something that we need to have, especially when we are not sure what is happening around us. Just to sum up, in terms of emotions, each one of us is going through a lot of roller coaster of emotions, what to do, what not to do, how not to do. And that is what emotional intelligence is all about. How you can manage, how you can build up something that you like, how you can change something that is happening around you. So, to start off, and just to give you an idea what emotional intelligence is and how it works, it is something that is within us. We all have emotions. It's not something that we need to cover up or we need to fabricate. It is something within us. But just like people are born with some intelligence, emotional intelligence is little different. It's slightly different. It is something that can evolve over a passage of time. So, just if you go by the literal meaning, emotional intelligence is a process to understand first your emotions, how you are feeling, what is going on within you, and thereafter understanding the emotions of people around you. So, just to give you a small example, if you are a public speaker, you first need to grab attention of the people. You just need to have a hangover of how people are feeling in the room. So when you enter, first you're feeling like you're a bundle of nerves, shaky, sweaty palms, excited but nervous at the same time. It's very normal. So that is having a control over your emotions. On the other side, when we are talking about having a hang of how other people are feeling, that is your social intelligence, which is now you have an idea how people are feeling around you. So you start getting comfortable. You start seeing, okay, I know some of them, I don't know some of them, it's fine, and your mind starts working instantly. And that's what exactly is the overall process, which has been explained by the father of emotional intelligence, Mr. Goleman, Daniel Goleman. So when we talk about Daniel Goleman, he explained emotional intelligence in a very, very broad and bigger way. He mentioned that it's basically two main competencies, just for you to know, which is a mix of personal competency and social competency. That's a bigger picture. It's like a big umbrella. So when we know what is your personal competency and what is your social competency, we further break it or further try to narrow it down to your personal competence, that is self awareness and self management. So when we talk about self management and self awareness, is that right now we are all aware what is happening around us, good or bad. It's normal, but you're aware. You as a person is aware that I'm feeling good, so you keep on working on I'm feeling good. I'm not feeling good, so you start working on how to make myself feel better. It's like a healing process which you know the best. So when you are going through this emotional stage within yourself, that is a fight with you, and if you're able to overcome, it's a win-win situation. You're happy about it because you're able to work on it. So that is self-awareness. And then working on constantly on how to make it better is self-management. So once you have a hang of these two, that is your self-awareness and self-management, you can move on to your social competence. That's the other big umbrella, which comprises of your social awareness and your social skills. The very first formula for emotionally intelligent people is to think positive, because only if you think positive, no matter how bad the situation is, you will be able to overcome. It is totally lying in your hands how you control your emotions. People are born with an IQ, right? People sometimes they say, oh, she's so intelligent, oh, he's so intelligent. That's normal, it's fine, they are born like that. But the beauty of emotional intelligence is you can work on it every single day. Yes, every single day you can work on your emotions and evolve as a better person. It's just how you feel, it's your feelings, it's yourself, how you're feeling within. You need to make it work for betterment. On the other hand, if you're feeling negative or if you're not feeling good, something is not fine either with your body or with your loved ones, with your job or anything, that is related to you, make sure you work on it consistently so that you're out of that particular phase to a positive phase. And that's all how emotions make you work. So, just to give you a nutshell, or just to give you a very, very simple and basic example, IQ can help you get a job of your choice, but EQ is something that will make you go higher in your job. So, IQ and EQ are like two pillars. IQ is like an entry point, it helps you to get in, but ultimately it's your EQ, how you act smartly, how you intelligently cope up with all the situations and move towards the higher paradigm. It totally lies in your hand. So in life, you are related to your personal things. In life, when there is something which is good, we always feel happy, we always feel proud about it to share with the loved ones. But when it's bad, when it's a worse moment, we don't have to give up. We have to think, even in that worst situation, the positivity, how we can build on that negative or bad moment to something which is more meaningful. And it's there you need to work on your emotions double, because the negatives sometimes they overcome you as a person, and then it can cause a problem. So it is important, when you are talking about a situation like this, how you can work in such a way that you still feel strong, you still feel happy about it, and convert that negative or worst moment to positive. You need to work on it consistently. Do not give up, because if you give up, then you are just putting a full stop. It should be in semicolon situation, so that you are consistently working on it and making it from that particular situation to something more stronger and something more positive.
Now, there's a statistic that says every day, on average, a human being thinks 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts on average a day. How many of those thoughts are positive? How many of those are negative? Apparently, they did a research that said our tendencies, 80% of these thoughts are always negative thoughts. That was one particular research that said. Apparently, 95% of the time, these thoughts are all thoughts. They're repetitive. You have already thought about these thoughts yesterday. Can you believe it? So what does that prove to you? What does this research tell you? It is telling you that as human beings, we are creatures of habit. Now, friends, what emotional intelligence does, pay attention, is that emotional intelligence breaks the cycle, breaks that habit. See how significant it is? Rule number one about emotions. Not everyone experiences emotions the same way. Number two, the triggers are different. The triggers of emotions are different. That's exactly what Dr. Ruby was talking about. Social awareness, the importance of social awareness, and the importance of self-awareness. That exercise is a beautiful reminder for you that just because you think this word means a particular emotion, guess what? To your team, to your spouse, to your children, to your business partner, to your customer, to your supplier, does it mean the same or is it different? It's different. Absolutely different. Absolutely different. So this is the significance of emotional intelligence. Now, are you ready for some interesting statistics to prove to you why it's so significant? So there was a survey that was done by Levo Institute that said 80% of employees rated emotional intelligence as crucial for developing their careers. 80%. Another statistic, approximately 82% of global companies utilize emotional quotient testing for executive positions. 72% of these companies give tests to middle management, so they take it very seriously. 59% to entry level. 59% of employers will not hire someone who has high intelligence but very low emotional intelligence. What does that mean? Your IQ can be high, but when it comes to hiring, they will always also look at for emotional intelligence. I'll tell you why as we go along. The most important piece of research I want to leave with you is this. There was a research conducted by Stanford University Research among Fortune 500 CEOs. Do you know what it said? 75% of long-term job success depends on what skill? EQ, people skills, EQ, people skills. So when you talk about people skills, a human being has a brain and has a heart. A human being thinks more, feels more. Every decision, even at home or at work, guess what? It comes from your mind, goes through your heart. That's why they say in leadership, what I coach people around the world is, if you want to talk about your vision as a leader, if you want to inspire somebody, you think from your mind, that strategy, but you speak from the heart. You understand? So people skills and emotional intelligence is like a beautiful relationship. What if I tell you that 10% of conflict is due to difference of opinion? Only 10% of conflicts in the world are due to difference of opinion. 90% is due to how you deliver it and your tone of voice. Your tone of voice, how you speak. Why? The heart, the eyes see, hear, and something happens inside. This is the significance again that I'm telling you about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the relationship management with myself, how I manage the relationship with my emotions. That's your personal competence. Number two, it's relationship management with who? With others. So the relationship, two relationships in emotional intelligence: with myself, that's my personal competence, and the relationship management with others, that's my social competence. It's a beautiful marriage, which is why the remedy for emotional intelligence begins with who? It starts with you. It starts with who I'm looking at right now. It starts with me. It starts with you. It starts with the leader. It starts with you. It starts with the employee. It starts with you. There's power, and you have that power. We all have hands, eyes, ears, a heart, different experience. But choice is for everybody. Choice is for everybody. So the inspiring quote I want to tell you is, you can conquer almost any fear if you will only make up your mind to do so. Because remember, fear doesn't exist anywhere else but the mind.